Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Thursday, April 24th, 2025. Stand up for your country. Next Tuesday marks 100 days for President Trump's second term, and there'll be a lot of stuff floating around next week. We'll be involved with much of it, so stay close. I think you'll enjoy what we have planned for you, and I think you'll see how accurate we will be as opposed to everybody else, because they're not really in business to tell you what's going on. They're in business to push a certain point of view, ideology. So there are a bunch of polls today, and I'm not going to give them to you because I already did the Reuters poll earlier this week. And they all said the same thing, that President Trump's approval rating is dropping, but that's because of the stock market. That's why that's happening. There's really no other variable at all at this point. And so when the stocks go up and down and up and down and up and down, people get worried, and it's natural to get worried. And people go, I didn't, what's the cliche? This is not what I signed up for. I hate that. Anyway, and they go, oh, but it's temporary. So if the market goes up 2,000 points by the middle of next week, then Trump's approval rating goes up. So if it were a fundamental thing, I would tell you immediately, you know that. But this is just, and I was watching a couple of presentations on the latest polling, and I just rolling my eyes. If these people don't know that they're overselling this, then they shouldn't be journalists, because it's not a foundational problem for the country yet. We'll have a little bit more on that. Let's begin with the talking points memo. So you mess around with people's money, you're going to have a problem. Whether you're a politician, whether you're a neighbor, whether you're a son, a daughter, a husband, or wife, you mess with people's money, it's going to be a problem, because it's emotional and it's full of fear. But we work hard, most of us, to make an honest living, most of us, and we don't want people ripping us off or lying or doing anything like that. And all of that is perfectly fine. A politician gets into office and he wants to revamp the entire trade system of the country. Remember, we're the largest consumer society in the world by far. It's going to be turbulence. And I don't think that the Trump administration really laid that out before the Revolutionary Day, or whatever he called it, okay? Just a few weeks ago. Okay, now we're on a new path, and we're going to have trade deals that are much better for the USA. And Trump essentially is right. We've been ripped off for 50 years, ever since World War II. That's longer than 50 years. Other countries taking advantage of us. There's no debate. Okay, they have. So but Trump gets in, but he wants to do everything at once, and that's a problem, because the markets are very sensitive to any change at all. Okay. So now, Liberation Day is what he called it. That was early this month. The market since Liberation Day is down 6%. Now, that's not that bad, but if you have a stock portfolio that you depend on for retirement or for children's education or for health, I'm looking at mine. And all I can tell you is about how I experience it, okay? I can't give you financial advice of any kind, but I can tell you what I do and how I feel. And I look at mine and I go, ooh. Some days I don't even look. And I'm always calculating. I'm always, okay, how are we doing compared to this time last year? I just want to keep track of it. But the media has seized upon the wild gyrations in the stock market to bash Trump. And who is surprised? All right, let's have one example from CBS News. Go.
Today, Wall Street experienced the worst day since 2020. The post-election boom that the president, when he was president-elect, pointed to, well, that's been erased. Stock prices down, and Americans with portfolios, either for their retirement or for now, are facing genuine losses, and the unhappy reality that they may be financially worse off than they were before Election Day.
All right, that's kind of irresponsible by Major Garrett, who's a liberal man. I work with him at Fox News. He shouldn't have said that they're facing genuine losses. because they're facing temporary losses. Temporary is the accurate word, Major. You should know that. You've been around a long time. Genuine losses? What does that mean? Yeah, okay, on Tuesday you lost this, but on Wednesday the market went up 1,000 points and you got it back. Is that genuine? What are you talking about? Okay, that's bad journalism. All right. Number two, they may be financially worse off than they were before Election Day. Maybe. Could. Should. All right. But 3 weeks down, they might be up. Or it might be a catastrophe. If it is a catastrophe economically, then the press certainly has to report it that way. That's what killed Biden. That's what killed him. All right, he walks in and all of a sudden the price of food and gas go crazy and insurance goes nuts and people are going, what's this? And then Biden denied it. Oh, no, we're bringing our inflation down. It's like, okay. No. So you can get in a little trouble. And President Trump knows that. And all you got to do is look at recent history. Jimmy Carter, okay? He killed himself because most Americans suffered economically in that 4 years. Carter is one of the worst presidents, basically on economics. He wasn't a star overseas either, but it was economics that killed him. All right. So on March 26th, on the No Spin News, I previewed all of what has happened for the last month. Roll it. Once the stock market comes down, starts coming down, and people see their 401ks and their retirement funds, their college funds, starting to decline in value, they get nervous. And nobody understands the tariffs anyway. So that's what's going on. Now, it could go turn around real quickly. I tell everybody, don't panic. Don't sell your equities unless you have a bad company and you know it's bad. Okay, so I have held my portfolio. I added a little bit, but not much, because I don't know where it's going to go. However, I have changed my financial analysis a little bit. And because, I'm honest with my viewers and listeners, I'm going to tell you what it is. Again, this is coming from my point of view, nowhere else. I don't like these guys on television telling you what the market's going to do or what stocks this and that. I don't like that. All right. So think back for the last 4 weeks since this market has been turbulent. How much pain, emotional pain, have you experienced? Were you distraught? Did it affect your moods? Did it affect your daily life? Did you get sick? If the answer is yes to any of those questions, you shouldn't be in a market. And now you have to think about getting out. If it's making you sick, all of this tension, because remember, the stock market and even the bond market to some extent is risky. It's always been risky. It always will be risky. It's not safe. You can lose everything. If you can't handle that, then you don't want to be there. And it's not a deficit, a personality deficit. It isn't. Some of the happiest people I know are risk adverse. They don't want any risk in their life, but they're happy because they don't have a lot of this angst coming in or what's going to happen tomorrow. So I'm changing my analysis a little bit. If you did experience pain and only you know how much, get out. Do it methodically, do it organized, but you don't want that. Or go cut it way down. And certainly don't ever invest money you don't have. Don't borrow to invest. That's what killed everybody in 1929. Never do that. Okay. A safer pathway is up to you. Nobody can tell you. You know yourself. You know your tolerance in everything in life. Don't listen to other people. Make your own decisions. That's a memo. Donald Trump met with the Prime Minister of Norway today. Trump hoping they can get some deal made in Ukraine so he'd be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, which comes out of Oslo. I don't know if that's why the Prime Minister of Norway is here or not. There's a lot of oil going on over in Norway, so they had a lunch and all that. Then the president flies out to Virginia for a dinner with the Political Action Committee, MAGA Inc. These are his vanguard guys who raised the money for him. Nothing wrong with that. You know, he's having a little dinner with his supporters, saying hello. Nothing wrong. And then he's going tomorrow to Rome for the Pope's funeral on Saturday, and he's coming right back. And then on Tuesday, the 100th day in office on the second term, he goes to Michigan for a rally. And then on Wednesday, the big one, the town hall meeting on News Nation that is going to be co-anchored by me and Chris Cuomo and will feature leading off the town hall, President Trump. Roll the tape. It wasn't hard for me to convince the president to do it. Right. It wasn't hard because I just said, look, no, because I said everybody else is going to either kiss your butt, first 100 days you're Abraham Lincoln. That's what the right-wing media will do. And first 100 days, you're Hitler or whatever. That's what the left media is going to do. Every other news organization on television in this country will do that, but not us. We'll have a balanced approach of people with different points of view. And I'm looking forward to that because I'm really the bouncer here. I'm the co-anchor with Chris Cuomo, and I'm flattered that News Nation trusts me to do it because I'll do a good job. But I'm not going to put up with any nonsense. And, you know, when I was talking to President Trump about doing it, he's a busy guy. And I said, look, I hate to put the arm on you here because I do. I never ask the president for anything, ever. I said, but this is going to be big. All right, it's going to go News Nation, probably CW Network, all of their affiliates, Nexstar affiliates, which is, you know, 75% of the country, and then social media all over the place. And, you know, you're going to have not one, but two people asking you questions and the audience, because we'll have cards. I mean, and it's right up your alleyway. And I think this would be a very interesting thing for the country for you to do. And he said, yeah, I didn't have to, like, you know. And what I admire about Donald Trump is every day he sits in the Oval Office and answers questions from pinheads, most of whom hate him. Every day he's doing that. Did it yesterday? Did you ever see Biden do that? Never did it. George W. Bush never did it. Barack Obama never did it. Never did it. And there's Trump every day, and he doesn't like these people. So the town hall is 2 hours, okay? It's on Wednesday evening, April 30th. Believe me when I tell you, I'm there, and I will be a presence, so you will enjoy it. Okay, so we're very happy about that. President Trump is trying to fix the economy, but some believe the damage is already done. As the dollar value drops, China's power and gold keep going up. I called American Hartford Gold to diversify with physical precious metals, and you might consider that as well. They will help you secure your savings with physical gold and silver delivered right to your door, or you can set up a tax advantage gold IRA. Plus, it's tax and penalty free to roll over your current 401k or IRA. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star ratings, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, they are the only precious metals dealer I trust. So please call or text American Hartford Gold. Tell them O'Reilly sent you, and you might get $15,000 of free silver on a qualifying order. Call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Okay, final day for our YouTube presentation, the YouTube bonus on AOC, Ocasio-Cortez. Getting a lot of views. This is free, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. A lot of people are checking in on AOC and my take on her. Now I'm going to do a new one that'll drop tomorrow about Eva Longoria and the virtue signaling movement and what that's all about. I think you'll enjoy that as well. So we hope you sign up. Again, it's youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. It's free. Let's go to Michelle, a concierge member. Michelle gets direct access to me. As a longtime viewer of the No Spin News, your exceptional reporting continues to stand out, while corporate media, like 60 Minutes, have declined, often swayed by agendas, bias, sensationalism that overshadow facts. Your work, Bill, remains a refreshing counterpoint, delivering the clarity the public deserves. Thank you, Michelle. That was very nice of you and well thought out. Obviously, we are aggressively trying to combat the deterioration of the corporate media. And we are the most successful independent media in the world. Remember, I got scolded by the president of Malaysia this week. So we get a lot of looks. Donna, too bad that such a respected, informative entertainment program like 60 Minutes sold out to leftist bidders. I used to love that show, but quit watching years ago because of the hard shift to the left. It's a culture at CBS. That's what happened. The culture overwhelmed the program. Charles, concierge member. Charles has a problem. We will help Charles. You can become a concierge member on BillO'Reilly.com. It's easy. Democrats hate Elon Musk because he's reducing government spending. As you point out, O'Reilly, Democrats do not favor any reduction of government spending because they use the programs to buy votes. That is 100% accurate, Charles. They don't want any. What was Biden's plan to reduce the $37 trillion debt? There was no plan. That's okay. Mike Amelie, Hibbing, Minnesota, is a lifelong Minnesota resident. I can tell you the lunacy is in the Twin Cities. Look at who they elect. Omar, Ellison, far-left progressives. There's more than one reason why the state bird is the loon. Those of us in outside Minnesota are more traditional. Okay, but that's the way it is everywhere, Mike, not just in Minnesota. So New York City dominates New York. And it's crazy left in New York City. Portland dominates Oregon, Multnomah County, crazy left. Rest of Oregon's kind of traditional, outside of Salem and Eugene, place like that. Seattle, King County, way left. Rest of Washington State, traditional. On and on and on and on. That's what happens. Sarah Shayer, North Carolina. I just want to thank you, Bill, for your trustworthy reporting. No Spin News keeps me informed, calm. Looking forward to the new feature, Tip of the Day. I'm picky about my coffee mugs, and I love the Not Woke mugs. The handle is perfect. Finally, your suits are quite dapper these days. Well, dapper is a good thing, Sarah, and I'm glad you're watching. Now, the Tip of the Day is only available to BillO'Reilly.com concierge and premium members. Okay? That's just another perk for you guys because you're our vanguard. And the tip will help your life. Not Woke Mom mugs, twinned with Killing the Witches, one of the greatest Mom's Day deals of all time. She will love this gift, and it is very reasonably priced. We will have Not Woke Dad mugs for if you want to get them for Father's Day, and we have Not Woke gear for you. Check out these golf shirts, these polo shirts. They're really nice. And then their hats and then the mugs and everything like that. Word of the day, no codswallop. 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 You want to reach me? Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Right back with the final thought about your money. Let's talk about something big pharma doesn't want you to hear. The government and drug companies suppress treatments like ivermectin and others, not because they didn't work, but because they threatened their billion-dollar vaccine rollout. They want control over your health, but when it comes to your health, you should be in charge. I trust All Family Pharmacy. They provide ivermectin, antibiotics, more essential treatments that can be hard to find. They handle prescriptions shipped directly to your door in days. No hassle, real options. Stock up now so you're prepared, whether it's for illness, travel, or just peace of mind. You never know when you'll need these medications. So please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use the code BILL10 for 10% off. Again, allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill, code BILL10. Now, I don't know your exact situation, but if you are like the thousands of homeowners that American Financing talks with each month, you're probably drowning in high interest debt. Inflation has made life more expensive. And if you are still carrying credit card balances at 20% interest or more, while your mortgage sits untouched, you're missing the opportunity to turn things around through your home. And that's where American Financing can help. Would you trade just 10 minutes for a chance to save an average of $800 a month? A quick, no obligation call could change everything for you. American Financing has salary-based mortgage consultants, and there are no upfront fees to discover how much you could save. So don't wait. Please call American Financing today. 888-462-9557. 888-462-9557. AmericanFinancing.net. Okay, here's the final thought of the day. So every morning I get sent to me concierge members' letters. And a lot of them ask me for financial advice and medical advice. I cannot give either. I mean, I guess I could, but it would be so unethical and so irresponsible because I don't know your individual circumstance. So you know my philosophy. You need a good doctor, somebody you can get on the phone. You need a good attorney, somebody who cares about you, and you need a good financial advisor. You would be shocked about how many millions of Americans don't have any of them. They don't have any of them. All right? And they're defenseless when things go wrong, health-wise, money-wise, whatever. So what I do with the concierge members when they write me about money is I say, go here, go there, because there are reference points where you can get information. Or this is what I am doing. I can tell you, as I did at the top of this program, what I am doing. That's legitimate, okay, unless I'm lying about it, which I would never do. But I cannot suggest that you do the same thing because I'm different than you, all right? And I would never suggest that. I would never tell you what to do. And the medical stuff is this is serious, particularly when you get older. I can't diagnose it. I don't know where to send you. I can tell you which facilities are best for cancer and heart and all of that. I can do that. But I can't say, hey, Dr. Shapiro is the guy you need to see in Tulsa. I don't know. So it's a proactive partnership here. That we give you the bigger picture, and I will tell you on occasion, not a lot, what I'm doing, okay, to protect myself and my family or whatever. But we can't be specific. And that gets me back to the point I made earlier in this broadcast. These charlatans on television and radio, and boy, they make a lot of money. And they're telling you to do X, Y, and Z. And they don't know your circumstance. They don't know how much money you have in a bank. They don't know who the executor of your will is. They don't know what your insurance premiums are, what you can afford. But they just spout this stuff. It drives me nuts. It's so irresponsible. So anyway, we want you to consider premium and concierge membership because we can give you a pathway to get what you need, which when it all boils down to is you need protection. Finance, health, family, legal. That's what you need. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. New column on Sunday, all right? And then next week's going to be big with the 100 days thing, okay? Thanks again for watching. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, Sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.